The Jack Doherty situation is still continuing to get worse and worse, as ever since Jack and his girlfriend McKinley broke up a couple months ago, he's been non-stop lying about basically every controversy in his career, leading to basically the entire internet clowning on him once again. However, just the other day, McKinley Richardson would go on the One Night podcast to finally fully expose Jack for all that he does behind the scenes. I'm talking about the secret contracts he does with underage girls, if he ever actually got physical with McKinley, and so much more. So make sure you guys drop a like on this video. Let's try to hit 1,000 likes. And without further ado, let's check out this podcast, where at the beginning, McKinley said that the relationship between her and Jack was real the whole time, and that he threatened to send her home if she didn't start doing OF.
I met him before he started streaming, and he was a completely different human. That's what I think I was holding on to, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's money. I don't know if it's ego. I don't know if it's just... You can't make it your entire life and then expect the people in your life that actually care about you and are genuinely there for you to just be there.
Yeah.
You know, but
the relationship was real.
The relationship was real. And I had met him, we were talking for 6 months before I even showed my face on camera, and I didn't have an OnlyFans or anything. I actually didn't want to do it. I was so against it. It was against everything that I was, raised with, and it just really bothered me, but he told me he'd send me back home if I didn't, so I did it.
No.
I swear.
If I'm being honest, I do not doubt this one bit, but still, it's unfathomable that anyone would ever want to do this to their girlfriend. And I want to be honest, I do believe that Jack and McKinley actually loved each other at one point. It's just the thing is, Jack's too far gone. Literally, all he cares about is money, to the extent where he would even sell his own girlfriend's body, the girl who he's supposedly in love with.
I want to say this because Jack gets a lot of hate. But I do respect. I told you this. I do respect. He's a hustler. He works hard.
He'll figure it out.
I'm not gonna knock somebody's hustle, but he's a young kid too.
He is.
So
There's a lot of growing. I think he has a lot of growing to do, but I'm just not.
Is there any part of you that looks at it like, damn, I don't know what you're doing before this, but he did kind of give me access to a career?
That's what I'm thankful for. The help. But at the same time, like I had over 100K on Instagram. I had 500,000 on TikTok, and I would go live all the time. I had a little bit of a fan base, and that was kind of the difference. I felt like, he would sign girls that didn't have didn't have any social media whatsoever. So that was a different type of person, whereas I understood it.
I think her saying this does make a lot of sense. However, we have to remember that Jack has 15 million subscribers on YouTube, and majority of his content when he was dating McKinley featured her in nearly every single video. When dating Jack, she went from quite literally 0 subscribers all the way up to 9 million and averaging millions of views per month. While I don't like Jack Doherty at all as a person, it's almost undisputable that he helped McKinley in her career more than literally anyone else did. And even though for the longest time he took essentially all of her money and essentially used her for content in nearly every video, who knows if any of us would even know who McKinley is if she never dated Jack.
We worked well together in the beginning, so that's what I'm very thankful for. But also at the same time, I worked so hard on my own stuff. Like I have 9 million on YouTube, and I post long form and shorts and all that stuff. I know that's something I'm very proud of, and I did that all myself.
Yeah, good for you.
All I had to do was start an OnlyFans. But yeah, he literally.
Would you ever stop?
Okay, this is like.
I actually saw this today. Mm-hmm. Someone hit you up and was like, "Yo, you gotta stop this," but it's like.
It's hard.
I understand that.
I did not. I literally, anyone can vouch for it. I did not want to do it at all, but we weren't dating. We were just talking, and he said the only way we can date is if you're in this with me. And we created a business. So I was like, okay, I'm done looking back on it. To be honest, I don't know why I thought that was healthy, but I did it because people around me also said, this is gonna be a really good thing for you. Like, this is a good decision. Like, I was crying in tears about it. I didn't tell my parents.
It's hard.
It's really hard. But
to what? Commit to doing it?
Yeah, because you have the,
but then everyone just responds like, yo, you're so fucking paid.
Oh,
yeah,
no, not at first. They're like, are you kidding me?
They call you a whore. It's
yeah,
really
you gotta
bad.
put up with some shit.
Yeah.
But that's what comes with the whole business side of this.
That's true.
So it's clear here that McKinley really did like Jack, or at least for an extended period of time she did, because she literally explained that creating an OF goes against all of her morals and the things she was taught, but she did it anyways because that's the only way that she would be able to date him. But it's also crazy that the people surrounding her were telling her that creating an OF was a good idea. Like, how corrupted does your friend group have to be to actually tell you stuff like this? On top of the fact that Jack would literally try to make McKinley cry.
I couldn't make myself feel like that anymore, and I couldn't associate myself with someone that just constantly got off to making me cry, off to making me feel something.
Sick.
Like,
You're so beautiful when she's bawling her eyes out.
so
That was the
sexy.
only time he would compliment her was when she was bawling her eyes out, or if he did something.
That's
And
just
I just saw a
weird.
clip where he flipped a golf cart and like stood up looking for a stream and didn't even touch you.
oh yeah, that was another thing.
I
I
saw
was
that. That was a
flipped on
great
a golf
I just
cart.
saw that. I said, "Where the fuck's McKinley? Like, what the fuck?"
Almost freaking died. It landed on my neck and my back. I couldn't walk. He went on a yacht after, and I laid face down in a car waiting
I know
for
you
him.
were mentally
and
checked
then
out
Ubered to
of
the
that.
hospital
Jesus.
by myself.
My gosh.
Yeah.
If I was there, I
Well,
just don't know.
I
what
mean,
would
when
do.
this is your life, you just get lost in it.
I did. My parents.
Him
were,
too, though. That's what I'm saying. Is maybe like he'll look back one day and be like, "Fuck, I was way too up in the
You
moment."
think so?
Oh, nothing's changed. I'm sorry. I've seen like.
Like, what if you want to
I don't
change
know.
if you like?
I don't know.
Somebody's
I
I
I
think
can't
it's
speak for
demon
him.
time for him now. I feel like, and I don't know how it could get worse.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Jack is gonna get any better anytime soon. Like, he said time and time that he's gonna improve and change his content, and then literally the next day he'll stage an entire robbery, even getting the cops involved, just to try to pull more views. I mean, like, how desperate do you have to be for views to make an entire fake robbery, get the cops involved, and essentially just waste all of their time just for you to get some extra views and clicks? Granted, we're not 100% sure that Jack actually staged this, but even McKinley, his ex-girlfriend of 2 years, who most likely knows Jack like the back of her hand, said that this entire robbery was most likely staged.
All right, so he got his chain yapped. No, I just want to get your opinion.
Okay.
For people that don't know, and this is up to you, but it just feels staged.
I feel like it's staged. I'm not gonna lie.
But
I
like,
got
Where were the
he'll go
cameras
through
at?
it. People will go through all that
Well,
for a clip.
He got to get his money up
I wouldn't
since the money's
yeah,
gone.
the money is.
The money's
I'm
gone.
gonna be honest.
And then after talking about this, McKinley would go in depth of whenever she got robbed just a few months ago, as Jack left her inside of their party van alone while they were in a very dangerous area. Not to mention that he refused to stop live streaming this, despite McKinley telling him to, as she clearly went through a traumatic experience.
Yeah.
Physical even. I got robbed in LA the last time we went.
That one was real.
That was real. I was in Compton at
Oh.
3 a.m. because he was
Wow, you
shooting.
got nice.
Yeah. At a takeover.
Risking it all.
Yeah, we were at a takeover, and I was sitting in the Sprinter because I didn't want to go outside because it was terrifying. And like me in Compton at 3 a.m. I don't look like I belong there. So I went into the Sprinter, and I made eye contact with 2 guys in shiesties, and I was like, oh gosh, I'm gonna need to turn the lights off, like, because this is not good. Turn the lights off in the Sprinter van, go in the back, I lay down, then I hear the front door open, and I thought they had all came back, and it was this guy in it, like a surgical blue mask, which was terrifying, blue gloves, a bag, a gun, and he looked at me, he said, who's in this party bus? And I looked at him, and he hopped over the seat, came over to me, and he was like, give me all your money. He had the gun. Literally the most traumatizing experience in my life. So that happened in Compton, but getting robbed in broad daylight on Rodeo Drive,
Yeah.
I don't really know.
I also wanted to mention that Jack and McKinley both have videos about this robbery posted to their channels, not to mention that they tally up literally millions of views. But I feel like McKinley definitely did not want to post this video to her channel, especially with how she describes it all the time being a very traumatic experience. Why in the world would she want to share this with the world? She also stated that when this was happening, she told Jack to stop streaming like 5 times. So again, it doesn't make sense why she would post a video on the situation. It honestly seems like more of Jack's doing than anything else.
I don't know your situation before that, but maybe they had like a smaller following. Then the money starts coming in. It happens with guys too that get put on, and then they're like entitled, and they're like, "Oh, I deserve all of this. I want this." Like, did that happen with you, or did you try and look at both sides of it?
Well, he would just kind of it would always just be thrown back in my face, and I was like, that was never the issue, because at the end of the day, like, I mean, he took all my money.
Yeah.
So like, if anything, it's just like I was getting mistreated while he was doing that, but it was never a money thing for me ever.
Yeah.
And like, I think I gave myself to him. Like I didn't even know who I was as a person, like at all.
Yeah.
Like I was mute. I didn't speak. I was friends with Julia and Camilla.
I've seen a different side of her now than when I'd see her with Jack. Like she has this like glow.
In the clips, no offense.
Yeah, I didn't.
Kind of were silent in there.
I didn't feel comfortable enough.
Anyways, guys, that's basically been it for today's video. I thought this podcast would be pretty interesting, as it's McKinley finally speaking out about a lot of the things that Jack Doherty's done to her. However, she also said that there's still a lot of stuff that she wants to talk about, she's just not ready yet. So I'll definitely be sure to cover that whenever all this new information comes out. So make sure you guys like this video and subscribe with notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos. But anyways, I appreciate you all so much for watching today's video. It's been your boy Janky, and I'm out. Peace.
What's the hold up for you to hit my line? I'm not tired, 'cause girl, you're a one of a kind. Sipping slowly, I just wanna pass out.